as EFES 2015 starts coming to a close, we've had a great couple of days watching people have a lot of fun, seeing some extraordinary technology. For those of us from the full-scale world, we look at this and go, man, there's just no way. The airframes won't do it, the pilots won't do it, and let's face it, the insurance companies will never cover us. No. But you look at what people are doing out here, especially when they're left to their own devices, start experimenting, homebrewing, and so forth, and they're obviously having a ball, but I don't think anybody's having more fun than you. How do you come into all this?
I saw a quad a while back and I was interested. I liked the concept, flown collective pitch. I'd flown planes, I've done RC cars and everything, but the thing that really stuck with me about these was the aerial capabilities of them and the simplicity. You only have 4 moving parts on this thing. Everything else is just software, and I've helped other people build them, and you can just transform it with just a few simple parameters and turn it from something very docile to the animal that is the bloodletter here today.
So tell us a little bit about what's involved in it. What are you doing with it? We've watched you rekit it a couple of times, but you're back in the air in a matter of minutes.
Well, when I first started with quads, of course I wanted something that would break. I didn't want to have to replace motors. I didn't want to have to replace damaged wires, but I was still buying airframes that were already out on the market. And every time you crashed, you had to go back to them for parts. And that was one of the things that always irritated me. It was like you go out one time, you make a mistake as a pilot, anything, and all of a sudden you're going back to the hobby store, getting online, you're ordering parts from them, and you're like, oh, well, when's that going to get here? So it evolved. I mean, multiple frame sets later, multiple flights, hundreds of crashes. I don't even want to talk about the crashes. Epic crashes, you know, and then there became software, then there became hardware changes and things like that, and ultimately ended up in this frame set here that has been affectionately named the Bloodletter by the other pilots at my field. That wasn't my name, but it has stuck. It's a perfect name for it.
Obviously, you're pioneering a new territory in accordance with what you want. What's the educational process like?
Trial and error.
Okay.
I stayed out in very wide open places, and I had to learn, you know, from stick movements, yaw, pitch, and roll, incorporating what I knew from every aspect of RC into how to control this thing. And then, of course, trial and error with the parameters. After I would get it somewhat flying the way that I wanted, I would go to the extreme. I would change the parameter all the way to one way or another, trying to understand the engineers, what they were thinking when they designed it, what those parameters actually allow me to do to push the limits of the hardware, the mechanics of it. I was able to push using those parameters.
When you talk about changing parameters, are you talking about at the software level, or are you talking through the interfaces that you've developed for it?
This is actually running a KK2.1.5 board, but it's actually called the hard case version. It's sold by Hobby King, and it actually gives you the ability to put the user interface right here on the outside of it. I do have the interface there. It's a 4-button user interface, and it lets you access about 50 parameters. I only use about 25 of those parameters. It does have uses for gimbals and other sub-trims and things like that, which I don't use because I've kept it simple for the sport of flying it. Several people are like, well, could you put a camera on that? Well, absolutely. I could make it more complicated, but that takes the fun out of it. When I crash this thing, I can obliterate it to pieces and have it back together in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we watched that a couple times yesterday.
Yeah. As it evolved, you know, I still needed screwdrivers. I still needed drill bits. I had to drill wood rods or whatever to put things back together. Even after I came up with a modular design, well, the last step, I still had 8 screws in it. And I was like, man, if I strip this out or strip that out from a really hard crash, I'm still out. Well, then the last modification came with the side plates. That actually gave me a wonderful place to mount my orientation lights. So now there are 0 fasteners in there, unless you want to call a zip tie a fastener. I do have to use the metal tab zip ties. So yeah, I do carry around a bag of 100 zip ties, probably close to 30 props. I mean, the guys where I fly locally, they'll see me go up, do 5 or 6 barrel rolls and fly the wrong direction at almost full speed, and I'll try and pull out of it at the last second. And either the quad can't do it or I make a dumb thumb it, as the guys call it, and I'll put that thing in and they'll actually come out and be like, man, I felt that one in my feet. It hit so hard. And several guys will come out and they'll help me all pick up the parts, and they think that's it for the day. 10 minutes later, Brian's back out there with the Bloodletter. Are you kidding me? I mean, for Alex and a lot of the guys, they're just like, that's normal.
Brian, I'm glad you took a little time to show us what you were up to. More important, sharing the fun. And for those of us who are looking at this industry more and more from the professional side as well as the recreational side, I'm fascinated by what you've done, and somewhere down the line, may have to give you a run for your money. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate that.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.